to the stand. I carry that crest in my hand, rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold, every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the back says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands up high, voice up loud. Same old pride, same crowd. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Yeah. Ooh. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stays even through the storm.
From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Old stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the back says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end,
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome for another Chelsea News Roundup show. I do hope you're all doing well. And if that's the case, I am happy. Today we have quite a lot lined up to talk about. We will talk about Enzo Fernandez, and Enzo Fernandez again, and Enzo Fernandez again. Then we will talk about Malo Gusto. We'll talk about Benoit Badiashile. We will talk about some comments from Morgan Rogers. And as the show progresses, be rest assured, if anything new emerges, places you'd hear about them. And I do hope you, more importantly, wholeheartedly, I do hope you're all doing well. Give me a second here. I'm going to turn up something here, the banner. And I hope you're not hearing the background noise because my kiddos are home, but I think some settings will make sure you can hear the background noise. Let me know if you're hearing the background noise so that I can make some adjustments. And Gabi F2J6T says, hello, Coach. And everyone on this beautiful panel of Chelsea Perspective. I appreciate you for taking the time to say that. And yeah, just one person in the chat already. And hopefully I will get one or two more panelists to join me so you can get diversified opinion. I really appreciate that. But without wasting much of your time, follow me and let's get into the show. And we have 7 likes already, but I think we should be doing a lot better than that. So if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the video. The likes do go a long way. And my bro Keishan is in the house. Keishan, always nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. Yeah, as I've promised you, without wasting much of your time, we will get to the presentation window immediately and start addressing the items we have lined up here. The title, by the way, should say Man City won't pay, not cannot pay. They definitely can pay 120 million. If signing Enzo Fernandez will make or break their season, I think they will pay. So won't there, so sorry, I'm not sure how that changed to cannot. They definitely can pay. Yep. 120 million pounds for Enzo Fernandez. It depends on how much they want him. So apologies for that. So yeah, well there, I'm gonna set it up this way so you can see whatever I have to present for you. Where is the presentation window? Give me a second here. Let me fix something quickly. Go here, go to the presentation window, detach. All right, there you go. But as you wait for me, please keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the conversation this particular evening. It's still 6:12 p.m. CST for me. All right, I haven't highlighted any comments, so that is as it should be. I'm going to do this, reports. There you go, back to the presentation window. 7 likes, let's get the likes up. For our last preseason game. Once again, I'm hopeful that 1 or 2 more panelists will join me so you can get diversified opinion. I can speak and not listen to I alone waffle. So the first item, Benoit Badiashile has arrived in Italy for his medical to complete that, but that was how the report was presented on X. Benoit Badiashile, and that's according to Alfredo Pedula. Good luck to him. I really liked him. He had an excellent start, explosive start to life as a Chelsea player, actually. At the time, if you remember, it was on the ground, Potter. He wasn't registered for the UEFA Champions League, wasn't part of our UEFA Champions League squad until we played. If you knew him before his arrival, you'd be surprised to. You probably was surprised at yourself at the time that we didn't register him for Champions League until he played his first Premier League for us, and everybody was going, wow, why didn't we register him for the Champions League and all that? He was good until that injury that kept him out of the squad for a prolonged period. He didn't come back the same. And at some point, it seemed to see if he was gonna get there again, and it still didn't happen for him. Unfortunately, I hope he rediscovers his magic in Italy because there's still a good player in there. Good thing for him, he's still young, and it could end up working out for him in Italy. We've been there before. But my bro Vince is in the house, Vic, so to speak. Here we go. Coachila is live. I appreciate you, bro. You're probably at home right now. It depends on what zone or what part you are, but always nice to have you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation, Vic. You become too friendly, and I don't like it. I like it to always come here and attack me. But my other bro is in the house, Drew. I hope Musiala gets well. I was really mad when I saw that report that he passed out again and was unconscious momentarily. I didn't like that. I think they were quick to have him, on the pitch again playing for them. But thank goodness we're here, and it's just the heat. The heat was just is just too much for him. And people deal with different types of weathers. You can say differently. Not everybody adapts to cold well. Not everybody adapts to hot weather as well. But in this case, he just couldn't stand it, and this couldn't stand it. And this is the second time. This should just let the poor at home and to maybe start playing for them when the weather gets cold again, or maybe when the weather is not as hot again. I feel bad for him. I hope it's nothing serious. But again, I'm hopeful given the fact that they've said it was just a hot weather. But that's, by the way, Drew, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. So good luck to Ben Wabadiashile. I think there's a good player in there. It's absence seizure he has apparently. What does that mean? I'm not familiar. I know that. I'm not familiar. I'm not sure what that is. Can you explain? But good luck to him. I hope he's recovering well. All right. The next item here, I don't know this kid, honestly. I don't know him. If you know him, can you tell us more about him? And can we please... Okay, let me just... he was diagnosed with temporarily occurring, brief absence seizure caused by a neurological dysfunction. Yeah, that helps, okay? But I just hope he's okay. I hope he's okay. They should learn to manage his health very well because, this is the second time in just a few days. I don't think they should be playing. I get it. He's such a good player. They cannot, they're not able to control the temptation or maybe the urge to have him on the pitch. They should. You're laughing at yourself, right? Yeah, you understand when I say, like when I said, that helps, right? It made it worse. But that's, by the way, even though my wife is a doctor, I hate medical terms. I freaking hate it. But you get the gist. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the conversation. So let's talk about this kid, Karim Koulibaly. Karim Koulibaly is for Strasbourg with a view to become a Chelsea player in the future. Karim Koulibaly is for Strasbourg with a view to a Chelsea move in the future. There's a feeling internally at Blue Coal that he could join Chelsea one day. So we're basically telling Strasbourg, you are our feeder team. And it just doesn't make any sense. So that's actually, so if you know this kid, can you tell me more about him? I haven't actually done any research about him. I just learned that we signed him, but he'll be headed to Strasbourg, and the plan is for him to develop there and then eventually become a Chelsea player. And as I've said already, we're basically telling them, you are our feeder club. Yeah. So if you know Karim Koulibaly, tell us more about him. I don't watch every Bundesliga game. I only watch on occasions when Bayern play Leverkusen last year. When they became clear that they were going to run away with the title, I started following them. I don't watch all their games. All Bundesliga games, I have to be honest here. So if you know him, otherwise, I'm going to move on to the next item we have lined up here. But Karim Koulibaly, I don't even know how tall he is, or whether he's a ball playing CB, or whether he's an aggressive CB, whether he's more of a traditional center back, I don't know. Karim is with Rock Nation. Ooh, the connection. Yeah, and they think he's their defensive Yan Diamondi. Diomandi. Is that how you pronounce it? Diomandi. The spelling says Diomandi. Really? So he's such a talent. And you know, I think Blueco, it'd be accurate to say, yeah, they have a super connection with Rock Nation, the Jay-Z company. So probably, maybe they linked, they told them about the kid and let them know you better sign him now and prep him for the future to become a future Chelsea player. So yeah, okay, thank you for that information. But at least I need to, maybe after the show, go watch a few of his highlights, learn a few things there. And when the season starts, try to watch him even more. I've started watching Strasbourg quite a lot and see how that works. Bro, big up to you and thank you for finding the time. Saint Hayden for 10 Jews. Thank you for the Jews. I appreciate you. Always nice to see you. 5 Jews. Also, the Bone One. My brother. Always nice to see you. I hope so you day well. I appreciate you finding the time to support your brother. Thank you for that. All right, but this is an interesting comment. I need to highlight it. Maybe that will get a lot of Chelsea fans to go learn more about the kiddo. I know nothing about him, and I don't want to pretend I know him. I'm just gonna highlight it. It's not worth. It's not the top fan thing. I don't want to give Vic a top fan highlight there. It's just a comment anyway, but it's an important one for those that don't know him. Vic is saying maybe he believes what. Yeah. He says, no, not that particular comment there. But that was what's his name? The Musiala story. This is the one that I'm looking for. That's the one I wanted to highlight. That Karim is with Rock Nation. That's Jay-Z's company. And they think he is their defensive Yan Diomande. So he's that good. Okay, and Blue Coding West Ham, they've snatched him up. He will continue to develop at Strasbourg. Big up to you too, Wendy. Always nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation this evening. Thank you for always stopping by to support your bro, my Ghanaian sister there. Nangwan, thank you for joining. What did he say? He joined from Facebook. Nangwan, thank you for joining. I highlighted your comment there. You didn't leave any comment. All right, let's move to go back to the report window. All right, Karim Koulibaly. Let's see. All right, the Enzo Fernandez situation is becoming more interesting. I know Vic will have a lot to say. This reads, Man City discussing Enzo Fernandez internally. Forget the latter part, but I can fix that quickly. The software is still learning how to, making a lot of mistakes. Give me a second here. Let me fix that. I can just remove the Enzo at the end of it. All right, there you go. That will do it. Updates. So it reads, Man City is still discussing Enzo Fernandez internally. Enzo's agent having daily conversations even after deadline, after Chelsea's deadline. Chelsea is not desperate and is more than happy to keep Enzo Fernandez. And it looks like that's the case, actually, from what I'm seeing. And Fabrizio says he'd not be surprised if Man City arrived again and tried to open negotiations. But there's no guarantee, there are no guarantees they'd be able to get the deal across the line. For a multitude of reasons, if Alonso really likes him, and if it depends on the timing too. If we don't see, if we see that it'd be difficult to get a replacement, I don't think we'd let him go. And I don't think he, I'm not sure whether even he, I think it just seems as if he'd be open to stay if Man City cannot meet Chelsea's valuation. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm still going to leave it at 50-50. He could still leave. He could end up staying at Chelsea because there's a subsequent report also that says Man City consider Enzo Fernández a priority target and will attempt to do a deal, but have no intention of paying the 120 million and do not want to go any higher. So is they don't intend to pay the 120 million and do not intend to, but that if they if they don't, of course, if they don't intend to pay the 120 million, they definitely wouldn't want to go in. They will not be going any higher. But here's the thing: Chelsea already said once we go beyond the deadline there for them to get the deal done or forget it, that they're not going to, so that the offer on the table, the 120 million pounds offer that was on the table will no longer be valid, which means we'll be asking for a lot more. I don't know whether that means we'll be asking maybe for a different payment options or something to that effect. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I can only speculate because I don't work for the club and I don't work for Enzo Fernández either. It's a difficult situation. It's not as simple as a lot of people maybe say believe it is. Actually, it could be a lot more difficult for City. Chances are we want him gone and probably could accept any 120 or something lower. I don't know. Anything can still happen. I wouldn't bet on City getting him for less than 120 million pounds. I wouldn't bet on Chelsea selling him for less than 120 million pounds either. So we just wait and see what happens. All right, Road King, my bro, says, at this point, I am exhausted with Manchester City and Enzo Fernandez. And some Chelsea fans are actually busy on X analyzing his facial expression during training sessions. He's just being a professional. It's just being a professional. I don't think definitely wouldn't do him any good to start misbehaving to get his way. I think it'd make life a lot more difficult for himself. So he's just being a professional. Maybe he's open to staying if the two clubs cannot come to an agreement. It's just, once again, it's difficult to say. All right, it will be beneficial for him to stay because City is a sinking ship. I don't think so. That squad is too good to fail. Do I think they will win the league? I don't think they will come close to winning the league, but they could actually win the Champions League because I see Enzo Maresca as a cup manager. Yeah, but I don't think they can win the Premier League. But let's see what happens. But good luck to him anyway. In his farewell message to Chelsea fans, he did say something. He did say something to the effect of, leave this world better than you found it, something to that effect. So let's see whether by the time he leaves Manchester City, whether he'd measure Pep Guardiola's record and also leave them better off than they were before Pep left them. All right, let's see. Man City has sold Tijani and Rodri for over 120 million, and now Newcastle wants to buy Nico Gonzalez. They won't sell three midfielders and not sign Enzo Fernandez. I believe they will sign Enzo and Boadi. Here's the thing: something we need to talk about. You just posted that. That is from City's perspective. It is your belief, your belief that, since they have enough money, that they're definitely going to sign him. But you don't know Chelsea's stance. I get it. We can only try to make sense of what we've heard so far with regards to how Chelsea feel about the play. We've heard that Chelsea wouldn't mind keeping him, that they were not desperate to sell him, that we're not going to sell. And if you go back and read David Austin's own comment, which reads something to the effect of that once that date, once the deadline day is passed, that we're not gonna we will not entertain any offers for him. Something to that effect. Give me a second. I need to fix something quickly here now. So, but it's everywhere. You read certain reports, you understand that we're still open to selling him, but we're not going to sell him. It will not be for the offer we had on the table for them. They'd have to pay more. So there are contradicting reports out there, but in my opinion, I think we're still open to selling him, but not for £120 million. They'd have to pay a lot more than the offer we had on the table for them before we sell him. Give me a second here. I need to take care of something quickly. All right, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the conversation this particular evening. I want this one gone out of that window, so I need to recode something there. No. If you don't want to be part of the conversation we're having now, you can go. We don't schedule to. We don't plan to discuss co-parma today. No. So if you're not interested in the one we're discussing right now, you can come back later and see maybe. What's Chelsea's stance? An improved deal if he stays? Possibly. I'm not sure. As I've said, there are contradicting reports there, but I think it makes sense to read the situation as Chelsea still being open, as Chelsea still open in selling Enzo Fernandez, but no longer for £120 million. You could say, given the initial report or the report on the deadline day. So it's a bit not confusing anyway. It just there's nothing confusing about it. Maybe contradicting, or maybe the way the account presented the accounts presented the reports. Some presented it as if beyond the deadline day that he's definitely staying at Chelsea. Some did present the report as if beyond the deadline day they'd have to pay a lot more to sign him. But we're learning. It's confusing, and you did see that particular report on the screen there, which reads something to the effect of City are not willing to pay £120 million, which definitely tells you they're not going to go beyond that. But the latter part of the report is funny because it still says they're not going to pay £120 million, and they're definitely not going to pay beyond that. Duh, we don't need the latter part anyway. But that's, by the way, I'm not sure how else to see I'm not sure what's going to happen. He could end up staying. He could still end up leaving. Yeah. Hey to you too, Real Jam 24. Always nice to see you, Real Jam, to say it correctly. That's not breaking news. That's status quo. That's a good one. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the conversation this particular evening. It's still 6:33 p.m. for me. I'm not sure what time it is for all of you out there, but it's all love from here. Give me a second here. All right, let's go. But that's a funny one, and I like it. All right, let's go back to the presentation window. So that's a particular report here from Fabrizio Romano, which says Man City consider Enzo Fernandez a priority target and will attempt to do a deal, but have no intention to pay the 120 million pounds and do not want to go any higher. So that just doesn't make sense. I don't think after this no intention to pay the 120 million pounds, I don't think the latter part of that report makes any sort of sense. It's just funny anyway. Sorry, at the same time, I'm testing our stream, a custom stream application. So if I see any problem, I'll try to fix it immediately and not wait. I have what? Oh, Fantasy Premier League. If I do have, I haven't played it like in 1,000 years. No. All right, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you. All right, let's see. What else we have here? I honestly didn't know that David Washington is still a Chelsea player. Strasbourg are among the clubs in talks to sign Chelsea striker David Washington. Sorry, that cut off there. I have to fix it too. Strasbourg are among the clubs in talks to sign Chelsea striker David Washington. All the clubs being considered. What language is that? I just copied it as I saw it. A lot of mistakes there. Apologies for that. I'll try to correct that. But yeah, I didn't know that this kid is still a Chelsea player. I think the one time I've seen him play for Chelsea was under Graham Potter. Came off the bench at the time. I'm not sure whether Potter was forced to field him. But he went back to Brazil, to a Brazilian club on loan. And also he came back to the club last season. His story is one I can't quite remember. I don't. I feel bad for him really, but he's still very young, so not too concerned. He could still get his career back on track. Let me fix this immediately. Striker David Washington. I trusted the system to fix itself automatically, but it didn't. Yeah, as I've said, I've totally forgotten that he's still a Chelsea player, and I hope he's able to get his career back on track. I really do feel bad for him. All right, more likes, people. More likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. And if he goes to Strasbourg, probably gets to play week in, week out. And then by the time you know it, he gets sold for a large sum and we get some cut from it. Just like we're getting a lot of money from the sale of Diego Morella to AC Milan. And there's one other player we signed from Brighton, sent him on loan to Strasbourg. And now he's sold to an English club. What club exactly? I can't remember. So Aaron Anselmino has been available for loan but could now stay. You could argue probably because he got injured. No club would want to sign an injured player, and there's no guarantee he stays fit throughout the season. And in this case, I think I've seen enough to say definitely not just a phase for him. He's been quite unlucky. How old is he really? At a certain age, no, shouldn't be that much of a concern because players usually seem to outgrow the injuries that plague them at a certain age, which makes it sometimes you'd see that maybe it's just a phase. And Anselmino age. Aaron Anselmino age. Still 21. My goodness. So he can, yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned about that. I wouldn't just conclude that he's injury prone and because of that, not ensure he continues to develop as a player, because he's an excellent defender actually on his day, which was why when he went alone to Dortmund, he played one game for them. They saw how good he is and kept playing him week in, week out. Didn't even give him a break, which led to him getting injured again. So I think it could be just a phase because he's still very young. At some point, he will outgrow those injuries that have plagued him for a while now. So I'm not too concerned, really. I think I'm going to start the Fantasy Premier League again. I will start it again. I think this will be the fourth or fifth time someone has asked me that. But that's by the way. If Chelsea sell Enzo Fernandez to Man City, I would be disappointed in Bluco. Okay, I can understand that. But let me ask you: what if the player is bent on leaving? Yeah, that's the question you have to ask yourself. If he's bent on leaving, he will eventually get his wish. And I can assure you that City still wouldn't be pushing to sign him if he's not encouraging them. If they don't get any measure, let me just phrase it this way: City wouldn't be pushing to sign Enzo Fernandez if they don't get some measure of encouragement from Enzo Fernandez to give it a shot. You should know that yourself. So you can't just blame the club without knowing whether a player is pushing to leave or not. I get it. He's been professional, you've been pictured with his teammates at training. He has to do that. What if City decides, yeah, we don't want him anymore? He'll still be at Chelsea, so he'd be better off behaving himself. So I think we should speak about the situation cautiously, because we don't really know what's going on. And please, you should refrain from using more than 3 emojis. Otherwise, one of the AIs that's policing the chat will delete your messages. Okay, so please don't do that. Okay, so let's see what happens. He could still stay. He could end up leaving, but I'm gonna go with what Vince said in the chat. Even though my initial response to that particular contribution was that, yeah, you know what, you just presented a case from Man City's perspective. Yes, they've sold a couple of players and definitely do have more than 120 million pounds to spend. And then my response was, well, how about Chelsea? What if by the time they're ready to come back to the table, or to maybe to open talks with us, we're no longer looking to sell him, because maybe we're not going to be able to sign a replacement if the manager wants him to stay. Because if Alonso wants him to stay, he would, I don't think would let him go later on in the window, like a few days to go, maybe even a week to go before the end of the window. I don't think would let him go if Alonso wants him. Maybe that was even the reason why we told them, it's either you pay up, it's either you get the deal across the line before that Friday, I can't remember what date it was exactly, or forget it. And some reports actually phrased it as if beyond that date, he will stay at the club for the 26-27 season. So what, I'm just speculating, but yeah, I think it makes sense to think maybe the reason was because we don't want to find ourselves in a situation where it'd be difficult for us to find a replacement for him. So I think we should discuss that matter cautiously and not just start blaming the club for the sake of it. Right, and why are we talking about time for a replacement when we set his release clause back in May? But why didn't they trigger it? Had they, you could say, maybe triggered the release clause, like let's say in even in July, would have time enough to get a replacement if we intended to sign another player to replace him. So yeah, even if we told them that if they pay a certain amount, that yeah, would sell him to them, I think at some point it'd be useless to let him go. And I want him to stay. But we don't know everything. We can only speculate. I don't work for the club. I don't work for his camp either. So, yeah, so Does my point make sense there? So even if we told them that in May, yeah, why haven't they, why are they being reluctant if they really want him? And once again, what if we intend to sign a replacement if he leaves? Would it make sense for them to leave it late in the window before paying up? They'd be causing us a lot of problems. All right, sometimes I notice with our fan base is the fact that there is infinite leeway for underwhelming players. Rival fans are cut throat and uphold a level of expectation, while CFC fans too nice. I'm not sure where you're coming from that. So I'm not sure how to respond either. Maybe Vic can help me, but I'm not sure I understand that. All right, Vic says here, my point is that Chelsea has the replacement for Enzo Fernandez. Even if he leaves late in the window, they're not stupid. They may have to overpay, but they have a replacement. Maybe. I don't know, really. We can only speculate. And in all honesty, I'm still going to say this. He could end up staying. If Alonso likes him, he could end up staying. If Alonso likes him and City don't pay up, I don't see Blue Co selling him for cheap. So that plus if Alonso likes him, I think he stays. And that's my opinion. But Alonso probably, in my opinion, open to him leaving. But if he's going to leave, we would want that. Even he, Alonso, would want that to happen sooner than later. I'm not sure how else. I just want to move on from this topic, but unfortunately, you just cannot. I love him. I've been one of his biggest defenders since he joined Chelsea. Even when you could say the fans turned against him because they wanted him gone rather than Chelsea selling Conor Gallagher to Atletico Madrid at the time, because they felt Conor Gallagher was more hardworking. Because yeah, definitely most of them don't understand what he brings to the table. The only issue I've had with him since he joined Chelsea, the twerking and pole dancing for Real Madrid. I want him to stay, but I've come to realize that that's a chance. Actually, that's a chance he leaves. But unfortunately, there are a lot of fans out there pretending they've always loved him, whereas majority of them never loved him. I remember big accounts. I think Nini was one of them. What's his name? I think Judge Benson was one of them. When he had a few, you could say, not bad games actually. We lost a few games and people were blaming him for the losses. And you see big YouTube accounts doing videos with such title as Time to Talk About Enzo Fernandez. All of a sudden, everybody loves him now. He says City could bid for Enzo until City couldn't bid for Enzo until they sold Rodri and Tijani. Okay, City couldn't bid for Enzo until Rodri and Tijani are sold. That's all. It's not complicated. It's still an opinion. I know they couldn't. That aspect is different. City waiting to sell certain players to have enough cash makes sense. But that doesn't guarantee that Chelsea will sell Enzo Fernandez to them. And we've also heard from Fabrizio Romano that they're not willing to pay to measure our asking price, let alone go beyond our asking price. It could be them. I would do the same too if I were in their shoes. I wouldn't just because of Chelsea's demands just come to the table and say, okay, here's £120 million, take it. No, I'd behave like them. I'd say, you know what, I'm not going to pay £120 million to see maybe you budge. Maybe it'd be a few hours before the end of the window before I say, okay, take 120 million pounds. So there's no guarantee they will get him. They have the money now, definitely, and probably will sell one of your midfielders also to Newcastle United. But that doesn't guarantee they are gonna get their man. I get it. You think Chelsea are bent on selling him? That we're just maybe, I wouldn't say we're just playing it smart. Maybe you get the point. So, but let's see what happens. They have the money. Doesn't guarantee Chelsea will sell Enzo Fernandez to them. It doesn't. We don't know what. For me, I leave it at 50-50 right now. Yeah, his first choice was Real Madrid. I think we should recognize that. But yeah, that ship sailed a long time ago. So now his only option is City. And if he's bent on leaving Chelsea, I think he will eventually get his wish. But City, they'd have to pay up, or Chelsea will not sell him to them. All right, sorry, I need to fix this. At the same time, I'm testing an application. At the same time, speaking to you guys. I apologize for that. But let's see. What's not a tricky question? No, as I've said, it's not a tricky question, but I have no response for it. It's simple, yeah. And I just want to say this quickly. Sometimes I think we as humans make the mistake of believing that people should just, maybe people see things the way us as individuals see things. We just feel like whatever we say that people should understand it. We have that belief that, yeah, because I understand it, that everybody should be easy for everybody else to understand. But if you've been a teacher, you understand it doesn't work like that. Big up to you too, Mr. Temi. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. We're still stuck on 16 likes, and I think we should be doing a lot better than that. So if you haven't, please take a second, drop a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It's funny that you think City will sell two top midfielders players. It doesn't have to be Enzo. Have you not heard from Fabrizio that they have all the options too? It could be. And I'm not saying certainly that that's the case. Them saying, Fabrizio putting it out there that City has other options too. It could be just them not maybe putting it out there so Chelsea don't think we have them on the neck. You get the point there. So, yeah, Fab did say that, yeah, they have other options. It's not Enzo. They have plan B. I'm not saying certainly that that's the case, but you never know. It might as well, that as well might be the case. That's the point I'm trying to make. Yeah. So we wait. I think, and I'm gonna just throw away my 50-50, on a percent, I'm gonna go with 70-50, leaning towards him leaving. Honestly, because definitely I get it. He's been professional on all that, pictured with his teammates, even on the winning side. I think that was today's training pictures or something to that effect. It might have been today's pictures, or even if it was yesterday. The point I'm trying to make, he just had to be a professional. He's still under contract at Chelsea, and he wouldn't want to get himself into trouble. So, yeah, he trains with his teammates, all smiles on all the time. He's being pictured with his teammates and all that. That's fine. I'd go 70-50 once again, leaning towards him leaving. It could be even more. I don't know. You get the point I'm trying to make. But for you, you're certain that he's definitely going to join City. That could end up being the case. I wouldn't say definitely he's joining City. I wouldn't, really. But that's just me, bro. Enzo will leave. If he doesn't, I am going to buy the new away jersey for Dante. Wow. Okay. It's saved. And today's date is the 18th. The stream, the evening stream on the 18th, you said that. All right, more likes, people, more likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the conversation. 18 likes, but I believe we can do a lot better than that. If Chelsea doesn't want to sell Enzo to City, why did they hire Maresca's agent, Georgie Mendes, to close the deal for them? Chelsea hired an agent to close the deal for them, to maybe be on standby if they're serious. Talk to them. It's not necessarily about closing the deal. Deal with them. This is what we want. Tell them this is what we want. That might as well be the case. We don't know. But that's another way to see it, really. Alvarez is training with Atletico Madrid too. It's not that hard. Exactly. But Chelsea fans, every time they see him all smiles in the training picture, in the training photo, there you go, he's staying. He looks happy. And the funniest I've seen is from my friends, one of my friends on X, Bry, because of the way he was pictured on the touchline. Alonso, how animated Alonso appeared on that particular video, giving Enzo Fernandez instructions before he came on. Bright reposted that with the caption, he clearly wants him to stay. I couldn't stop laughing for 15 minutes. I could not stop laughing for 15 minutes, and I'm serious. So it is what it is. Chelsea haven't at any time said he's definitely staying because, yeah, you missed the deadline. No. If anything, you'd have to pay more to get your man. But that's, by the way, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And here, Vic says, don't forget that Cuckoo and Enzo didn't like the Maresca treatment and they publicly voiced their opinion. I think Enzo checked out of the project before Alonso was hired. I'm just going to go what happened for me. This whole nonsense started because our season imploded. That's one of them. Our season imploded, and then we were already, I don't know whether we were already in talks with his camp, or maybe was it after the season we were in talks with his camp for a pay rise and couldn't reach an agreement. I would lose my SHIT too if I were him. It is a job. I've always told people it's a job, and he has every right to ask for a pay rise, but we don't know the details of we don't know how much he's asking or how much the club wanted, wanted to give, how much pay rise the club wanted to give him. Plus, remember, because we didn't make top 4 or top 5, they're going to get a pay cut too. So there are multiple factors to actually, if you take a step back, you know that, yeah, there are a lot of stuff that might have contributed to him wanting to leave, because City will be paying him a lot of money if they sign him. Why wouldn't he take it? It's a job. That's the loyalty. Loyalty is secondary in football, in my opinion. It's a job, more importantly. But that's, by the way, let's see what happens. It's a complicated situation. It's not that straightforward. We have all the cards. Chelsea have all the cards, but Chelsea at the same time, I recognize that the club wouldn't want to keep a player that isn't happy, even though if he stay, he'd still be at his best behavior. He'd still show commitment on the pitch. He still would want to win with the club, because if he doesn't, his reputation will take a hit. So it's not as stressful as a lot of people make it to be, in my opinion. So the training picture, you don't like the idea of being an investigator, you can be a Sherlock Holmes. No. But you get the funny, how funny our fans can be. I just like to be as objective as possible. We don't run an echo chamber here, which is why our modus operandi is always a debate and rarely a union. If we all agree, we don't have a show. Yeah, and I like it that we do it in a respectful manner. All right, I'm going to go back to the report window. The Enzo Fernández stuff, we're moving from that. Aaron and Salmino, I hope he stays fit. I think if he stays fit, I think he will serve us. Honestly, he will serve us, really. But let's see. The next one. All right, one of the reports similar. I read a similar report. I think that was yesterday, which is why I say it looks like we own City's season. We own their season. City won Malo Gusto. City won Enzo Fernández. Man City won Pedro Neto. We own their season, and they wanted Cucurella too, didn't they? They want to cook rate. That's 5 players. Let me count again. Enzo Fernandez, Malo Gusto, who else? Enzo Fernandez, Malo Gusto, Cucurella. That's 3. How many? Am I missing one? Pedro Neto. 4 players. We own their season. And yeah, pay up. Oh yeah, stick it up your behind, really. Seriously, we own their season, and they are actually serious about Malo Gusto. The only thing is that the same we priced them out of Malo Gusto. We own their season, and we should F it up as possible, as much as we can. Honestly, we should F up their season as possibly as we can. Really, we should be merciless because Enzo Maresca sabotaged that season, and yeah, there's no denying that. The fact that he had to pay after his club, the club that hired him, paid us some money. He had to pay us some too, and now he wants 4 of our players. One of them gone to Real Madrid now, but they still want Pedro Neto, they still want Malo Gusto, and they still want Enzo Fernandez. We own their season, and I think we should F it up as possibly as we can. We should. They are a direct rival. Honestly, we should F it up. We shouldn't even sell Enzo Fernandez to them. I hope we're not looking to sell Enzo Fernandez to them, but we're just toying them around because, yeah, Enzo Fernandez he's pushing to leave. My word. 4 Chelsea players, no jokes. And a rugged Frankie! Soldier go, soldier come. Barracks, they were in day. CFC will move on. Houston, I've seen a lot of people. Listen, I love Enzo Fernandez. I understand. I didn't even know that gets through. My in-laws are there. I'm not sure they will take care of her. Give me a second. She probably would want me to stop the shrunk, but I think they will take care of her. Let me see if that. All right, he's fighting with his brother. I'm learning, but that's by the way. Let's see. So yeah, I agree. He says, I am surprised you haven't touched on the fact Bolly and the other one are selling. Why would I? Is it new? Are selling their shared minority ownership of the club. Are you as gleeful and happy as the rest of us on this side of the heaven? Houston, I'm just gonna say this. We're better off with a single owner than having multiple owners, because when you have multiple owners, decision making can be quite slow. And in all honesty, I think, as Vic said yesterday, that's actually the easiest, because they are minority shareholders, so it'd be easy to sell to the bigger shareholder. So that's not an issue for me, and that's nothing new. And I don't mean to bust your bubble. It's not imminent. Nothing. It's not imminent. I think it's just maybe, I'm not sure why that popped up again. I'm not sure how serious it is, but it's nothing new. We've heard that before. Him saying he could. I think let me just quickly say that, but please do not distract me again. Let's keep it aligned. Maybe once you hear me say that we've addressed all the items we have lined up, then you can bring up such topic. But let me just humor you here. I've seen, because a lot of once Chelsea fans see this sort of stuff, some of them will start celebrating and start saying, "Oh no, why Bali?" Because some of them believe like the bad guy is Igbali, so they want Igbali to sell to Bobby. I don't know how stupid one can be to look at the fact that Igbali is a majority shareholder, Clearlake the majority shareholder, and Todd Bali and Co has just beats with it. And they think Clear Lake would sell theirs to Todd Bali and Co. It would take a lot, billions in profit, not just one. I think probably more than 5, up to 2-3 billion or more. I'm just making up numbers. I can't, but it wouldn't make sense to just make up numbers. I'm just saying, let me just leave it at it would take a lot to convince Clear Lake to be the ones to agree, yeah, okay, let's sell it to you. I don't, if anything, they're looking actually to expand the network, buy more sister clubs and all that. But that's, by the way, the point I digress anyway. I was going to talk about how Chelsea fans weren't happy that after hearing that Bali and the other man, that they were planning to sell their shares, they wanted to be the other way around and blah, blah, blah. In the first place, every bad decisions they've made since buying the club, there's no world where it was just Igbali alone that decided this is what I want to happen. I get it because they own the majority. They have upper hand in terms of decision making, but that doesn't necessarily mean they've always been the sole decision makers at the club. But Chelsea fans will make things. What's his name? Bali is Jesus Christ and Igbali is the devil. So, but here's the thing. More importantly, this is nothing to me. I don't care, really. I don't care. And I'm happy if they sell, but it's not imminent. I don't think it will even eventually. I don't think it will. I'm whether it happens or not, I don't care. But it's not imminent. It's not like it's going to happen like next 5 months or 6 months. I don't see it happening as quickly as a lot of people maybe believe it will. But I'd be happy for us to have a single owner that will quicken decision making. Yeah, and more importantly, I'm happy we haven't actually tweaked the model. I think we've actually changed it entirely for good because we've learned the hard way. So whatever happens at the ownership level, whether tomorrow Clear Lake decides, you know what, yeah, give us 10 billion and you take our shares, I don't care. Really. I don't care. But this is just, I really didn't want to talk about it yesterday, but we had to because it was out there. It doesn't make any difference. If anything, for good, so one decision making becomes a lot quicker, and that's it. And a lot easier, maybe, if you prefer. All right. Yeah, they were fighting over Robert Toy. Let's see. Yes, we're better off with a single owner, and that's how I see it. Incompetence is leaving the club, and your take is whose incompetence? Who said who's incompetent? I thought Bali was the devil. I thought Igbali was the devil, and Bali was Jesus Christ. Oh, it's okay. So in your case, Bali, the devil, and Igbali, Jesus Christ. And please leave me out of this. I don't fucking care. Please just don't tell me about it again. Move on. What? Are you my father? You feel how you feel about it? And I said, I don't care. Leave me alone, Yakon, please. I have a show to host. All right. As I was saying, Man City, we own their season. We dictate, in my opinion, if I were part of the Chelsea hierarchy, I would make life difficult for them. I am that sort of person. I forgive, but I don't forget. Yakon, leave me alone. Move on from it. See it how you see it. I don't care. I'm just happy that the model have changed for good, and we're headed in the right direction right now. So far, so good. I don't really care. They've learned the hard way, and I'd rather keep an owner or owners that have made the mistakes and definitely have learned from it. Please leave me alone. Gosh. If I were part of the Chelsea hierarchy, I would make life a lot difficult for Manchester City because, yeah, I get it. The point of reference will always be Enzo Maresca as the one that sabotaged our season, in my opinion. And I'd still say this, had he not left Chelsea the way he did, I think probably would have finished better. But he left because clearly he had a bond with the players, and they all started misbehaving the moment he left Chelsea. And it happened in a manner that they all believed that the club just fired him. They all thought that the club maybe did him dirty. No. I get that him wanting a centre back at the time, and we eventually didn't sign one. But we had a situation at the time that meant, yeah, we couldn't sign one for him at the time. Although I'd still go back to the sporting directors not being strategic in the market, not prioritizing our signings. We could have gone for a defender rather than Garnacho. I get that aspect. But definitely, come rain, come thunder, and still tell you Enzo Maresca sabotaged our season, and which was why City had to pay us. And we were threatening to actually sue them. Yeah, they paid a compensation to us. Even Enzo Maresca, had to pay a compensation to us. So I think because of that, this is an opportunity for us to do them dirty. And that might be the reason why. We don't know. I'm not certain. They could still end up getting their man, but because of what they did to us, could be the reason why we're telling them Enzo Fernandez is no longer available for £120 million. And if they want Malo Gusto, they'd have to pay £75 million. And if they want, what's his name, Pedro Neto, it's £100 million. That could be the reason why you can say, quoting the sort of prices we're quoting for our player. Yakon, I'm not fighting you, but this particular topic irritates me. Honestly, I don't care. And let me, on a final note, I'd rather we keep owners that have made mistakes and have learned from it. And clearly they've learned from their mistakes. And I'd rather we have a single owner than have multiple owners, which in turn makes it difficult to make decisions quickly. And that's, by the way, I'm going to move on. And I heard some people talk about, I think he was the Chelsea accountability guy. I follow him. He's my friend on X, saying something to the effect of Todd Boehly wanting a set of the art stadium and Igbali wanting us to stay at the bridge. Did he forget that even Roman couldn't convince the pitch owners to allow Chelsea to move? I think it was the power station at the time. Even Roman couldn't convince. Roman, the most loved Chelsea owner in history, and I don't think the Chelsea fans will love any other owner as much as they loved, or owners as much as they loved Roman. Couldn't convince them to agree to leave Stamford Bridge to go build elsewhere. So why the guy, the Chelsea accountability guy, why is that even a factor to mention when talking about how the two, how Igbali and what's his name, and Boehly, how they differ in terms of their preference for the sort of stadium we want to build? because Bali is smart enough to know that it would take a lot, maybe not even possible, to convince the Chelsea pitch owners to allow the club to move to what's that place called again? He knows that. So, but I laughed when sometimes when you listen to Chelsea fans talk, you just feel like what what sort of people are we? But rugged Frankie. But come to think of it, why City no they eye any player from their neighbors? Abina and Ndiogo. Prove there. Him like Ike Bukwaro one lie. I know call name or beg, but yeah, I understand. But here's the thing. Let's talk about this. Maresca wants players that are familiar with his approach. He wants to make it a lot easier on himself because the truth remains, if he doesn't get at least Enzo Fernandez or Malo, I think they're going to struggle a bit. They're not going to have an awful season, but they will struggle a bit. But if he's able to get one of the two players, they're going to have a good season. Gusto, I get it. A lot of Chelsea fans, they expect him to score tons of goals, create tons of chances. But the primary responsibility for him under Enzo Maresca was just to overload areas, or maybe I think it'd be better phrasing it this way: to almost always be available to complete the triangles, to give us numerical advantage over the opposition at any given time in the midfield area. And he did it so well. The only thing he didn't do was create good enough chances and score goals when he has the opportunity. And he has actually started improving in that aspect. I think he scored two-headed goals, or just one. One of them, someone else had to head it in. So he's actually started improving in the aspects of scoring goals and creating chances. But Malo Gusto, in my opinion, let me just phrase it this way, not to just go with a single individual, was one of Enzo Maresca's most important players at Chelsea. Even though Chelsea fans hated him, didn't like him, but if you understood how Maresca approached, how he played under Maresca, you'd know that, yeah, Gusto was one of his most trusted, most important players tactical-wise. He might not have created tons of chances to score tons of goals, but he was pivotal for Maresca. That's why he wants him at City. If he doesn't get Gusto or Enzo Fernandez, it's not going to be as smooth, but eventually he'll get it right. It means he start, you could say he'd have to start not nurturing, what would be the more accurate language there? Start training another player to apply themselves on the pitch, just like Malo Gusto did for him effectively. So it's not a coincidence that he wanted even Cucurella, he wants Malo Gusto, he wants Enzo Fernandez, he also wants Pedro Neto. No, he just wants to settle in, to hit the ground running by the time the season starts. And even one of those two players will make life a lot easier for him. I hope we make life difficult for him. Honestly, I hope we make life difficult for him. Temi says, give me 1 second here. I've learned not to add an S to your name. Temi says, I give a hoot about I give a hoot about who sold what or who buys from home. Yep. All I care is the CFC gets back to winning ways, and them jokers bring my club's image back on the international scene. And I'm going to say this. I've seen a lot of people saying if we sell Enzo Fernandez to Manchester City, that'd be it for us. I don't think so. I don't think so. And every time I see such comments, what comes to mind is how we sold, what's his name? How we sold Eden Hazard to Real Madrid and won the Champions League. Correct me if I'm wrong, the season after. Was that not the case? Yeah. Why are you even explaining? No, because I like Yakon. I like the sort of question he asks most of the time, but sometimes I think he on purpose just likes to pull my leg. And I like Ooh. Wait, Fabrizio just released a new video. I'm gonna go there and see if I can get any updates on Chelsea so that we can talk about that too. Up big to you too, Ty. Always nice to see you. Appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. Yakon is killing me in the chat. Well, let's see. I keep saying it. Gusto is misunderstood. Chelsea fans don't know him well enough. They don't know him. Well, Yakon here says your best form is when you're passionate, angry. I don't want to fight, but cannot agree all the time. We cannot. I understand. But here's the thing, Yakon. You know I respect you. You know I respect you. I don't want you and I to agree. But if you can do me a favor, always keep the topics aligned, okay? Okay, nurture as a word can work. I want to see if Fabrizio has anything important for Chelsea fans. He just released a new video. I'm going to use the AI button there to find anything about Chelsea in that particular video. I hope this isn't loud enough. Let me ask, what did he say about Chelsea? Did he say about Chelsea? I'll let you guys know, but I can't add it to the presentation window just to be clear there. All right, let's see what else we have here. All right, let's see. Okay, Ty here says any fan who says that about Enzo is being silly because he has had only one preseason game under Alonso, and actually looks when he came on, we were much better. So Alonso has had to learn to what? Did it cut off? Okay, your comment cut off. To learn to play without him. Yeah. But I mean, I'm not sure what else to say there, but it is what it is, really. Give me 1 second here. I need to fix something quickly. All right, let me see. So Fabrizio says Nicholas Jackson, he noted that Aston Villa maintained a very good relationship with Chelsea, while Nicholas Jackson is a potential target for Villa should Oli Watkins move to Saudi Arabia. And it looks like that Oli Watkins will move to Saudi Arabia because, yeah, they've shown interest. I think they made a bid, actually. But I think Nicholas Jackson was always going to move to Aston Villa, in my opinion. I think everything we're hearing is just, for me, preamble. Any such deal will have to be a permanent transfer because Aston Villa cannot loan another player from Chelsea due to Premier League regulations. They already have Alejandro Garnacho there. The Karim Koulibaly, he discussed the defender Koulibaly from Werder Bremen. While the player has been signed by Strasbourg, the deal is part of the Blue Coal Group strategy, the ownership group of both Strasbourg and Chelsea. The plan is for the player to potentially move to Chelsea in the future if his development goes as expected. I don't know that kid. I need to research him, really. 26 likes. We can do a lot better than that. Please, if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? not that window. I'm gonna go to the presentation window, but I want to fix something. And sorry, I saw streaming. I'm also testing a web app, the presentation web app. I'm fixing stuff. Right. Let me see. Upload to Sava and see what happens there. And my bro. Okay. All right. Let me see what he's saying there. I think I'm gonna choose that one as the top fan comment there from Richard Hughes. Richard, always nice to see you. You're probably at home already. It's 7 p.m. for me. I'm not sure what time it is where you are. A Sunday was one of the best Sunday of my life. The team that I hate the most beat down the team of the guy that I hate the most. The snake Maresca. That's a good one. I wish, but Houston, the beatdown was crazy. It wasn't even close. Arsenal played the football I've seen them play like in a while. Like you could argue Wenger days type of display. Good football. They didn't defend it, and had maybe Maresca did not go into that game with a plan B. Maybe it didn't look like he went into that game with a plan B. Maybe he thought Arsenal was going to do their usual thing, defend deep and hit them on a break. But Arsenal came to play. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I watched a different game. Arsenal were the better team, in my opinion. They came to play. Yeah. And had they played the way they played against City on that day against Paris Saint-Germain, they'd be the current Champions League winners. Honestly. So it was just I didn't feel bad for Maresca. I was like, wow. He was out of ideas. Didn't plan for Arsenal to play as good as they played on the day. He had no answer. He had no response to the way Arsenal players applied themselves. It was smooth. It was good football. They weren't defensive. Except if I watch a different game from all of you, I want to hear you really. But more importantly, Richard, nice to see you. Let's see you next report. If we're done addressing the reports we have, I think we will go news hunting. But I want to show people something. I got pissed today because I saw a stupid commenting on X. This says Emera stays at Chelsea. After some uncertainty, it has now been determined that Emmanuel Emera will be part of the Chelsea squad this season. And I'm quite sure if Alonso wanted Nicholas Jackson to stay, I think he'd stay. I think he definitely prefers Emera over Jackson. Emera is quicker. Emera is a better finisher. I've been saying that, and people think I was joking. I'd like you to go to to compare their numbers. Emera is such an efficient finisher. Nicholas Jackson don't even come close to him in terms of conversion rate. And I knew that from the onset. And in 2 preseason games, I think he scored 2 goals, got injured, didn't travel with the team to Asia. And the fact that there were delays with regards to his future, whether he stays or leaves, that was when I knew Alonso was contemplating whether to keep him or Nicholas Jackson. It turns out he prefers him over Nicholas Jackson. And I don't think having Welbeck will be an issue. Welbeck more of a leader in the dressing room, and every now and then comes off the bench to make a difference. Because yeah, he's become a specialist. When you, as Dante would phrase it, a specialist finisher. Maybe let me just complete that sentence there. But that's, by the way, the point I'm trying to make. This guy, he's excellent aerially, or let me just stick with, he's better than Nicholas Jackson aerially. He's a better finisher than Nicholas Jackson. He's quicker than Nicholas Jackson. I'm not quite sure which of the two players is better than the other in terms of their ability on the ball. Nicholas Jackson has Premier League experience. He doesn't have that. But in all honesty, as I've said before, I wouldn't mind Jackson staying and him going out on loan and vice versa. But I'm happy he stays. And I hope we finish in the top 5 or get Champions League football so that next season we'll have enough game time to still keep him at the club. His conversion rate much better than Nicholas Jackson. And what I didn't like was somebody on X calling him a clown, saying something to the effect of Nicholas Jackson is leaving and this clown Emera is staying. I didn't like that, and I told the guy, I got the spider, I got the spider graph to show the person and told them, look at this, compare them, just tell us why you'd rather Jackson staying and Emera leaving than just calling Emera, calling him a clown. He's a good player, but I would have rather Jackson stayed and him Emera, because he's not proven in the Premier League, leave alone, and vice versa. I don't care, because I've mentioned he's better than Jackson aerially, quicker than Jackson. Jackson may be better on the ball overall. I'm not too sure. I haven't compared them in that aspect, but I wouldn't mind him staying. And Jackson himself, a lot of people want him to stay, but then ask the question, would he want to play second fiddle to anybody? I think no. You could argue that was one of the reasons why it was easy for him to go out on loan to Bayern. He says, really, you've been saying Emera is better than Jackson. I never said he's better. I just mentioned aspects where he's better. I haven't said that one player is definitely better than the other. And as I've mentioned today, Emera is better aerially. Emera has a better conversion rate. And you can go to 24-25 season. Jackson, they have, you could say, they have similar minutes, overall minutes in 24-25 season. But his conversion rate way better than that of Nicholas Jackson. Yeah, there are other aspects that he's better. I think he's definitely better aerially than Nicholas Jackson, quicker than Nicholas Jackson. Jackson, more experience in the Premier League. Jackson may be better on the ball. That aspect I haven't compared them. I haven't said categorically that one of the two players is better than the other. And I've always said I wouldn't mind either of the two players staying. But I knew I've always known it was gonna be difficult for Nicholas Jackson to stay for reasons I've explained. Really, you've been saying Emera is better than Jackson. Wow, I'm shocked, but not surprised. Listen, let's see. Let's see. I hope he gets enough chance to prove a lot of people wrong. But if you create a chance for Emera, I bet on him putting the chance away than Jackson. But that's not me saying that he's definitely better than Jackson. You get the gist. So, do we have more item here, or is it time to go news hunting? Because Morgan Rogers said quite a lot. We've also addressed this particular report here. All right, I'm gonna go back to the presentation window. So, see what else we have there. And Richard, I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. Okay, I've read that one too. I'm gonna go to the presentation window. Nothing new there. No more comments to highlight. More likes, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. 28 likes. I believe we can do a lot better than that. Let's see. Dang it. My mother-in-law cooked yam and vegetable Nigerian food. But I really want to do this show. Because we didn't do a show in the morning, I had to visit the dentist. All right, it looks like Yakon has one more thing to say before we go news hunting, but I've refreshed that window anyway. Let's see. All right, Yakon says, if you are a striker and lack striker attributes, you are no good, regardless of how excellent you might be in other things. I mean, yeah, because that the putting away chances should be your strongest tool as a striker. So I agree, even though I don't like agreeing with you, Yakon. I'm serious. I don't like agreeing with you, but that's an excellent comment there. Yeah, if you're a defender, you cannot defend. You're not a good defender. So if you're a striker and you cannot consistently put the chances that come your way, you're not a good striker. But I think in Jackson's case, that particular season where he scored tons of goals, but missed tons of goals too, it was clear he doesn't know how to shoot instinctively and shoot right. Even when whenever he shoots instinctively, he usually fluffs it. And he, again, maybe it's something that eventually he'd become good at, shooting instinctively and then also shooting right, in my opinion. Because whenever he tries to shoot instinctively, it's usually comical. But that doesn't mean he's a bad player. I wouldn't mind him actually playing on the flanks because he tracks back effectively. He can actually play as one of the 10s, and maybe he's good at creating for his teammates too. Maybe not perfect at it, but I'd say good at it. All right, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. I'm waiting for that window to I'm waiting for that the window I refreshed to refresh. So Rocket Frankie says, for at least 2 seasons, we hope and believed in Jackson to deliver. He couldn't. Let's give another fresh mind a chance, please. Besides, we have JP and Welbeck to cover up in case Emera doesn't deliver. But I think Emera would deliver. I'm not just going to go by the goals he scored during preseason. I'd say the only reason he wasn't at the World Cup with the Dutch national team was because he got injured and was out for a while. And when he came back, actually, he scored a few good goals too. So he's such an intelligent player too. I think a lot of people don't rate him. Unfortunately for him, Chelsea fans specifically don't rate him. But let's see. He says, Coach, you and Yakon. No, I like him. I like how, but. Yeah, he doesn't overdo it anymore like he used to. I think he just learns to present his opinion and look for my trouble every now and then, but that's okay. I like him. We don't have to agree. He knows that. That's the rule here. We don't have a family union here. We debate and try to make sense of situations that concern our beloved club. It all comes from a place of love. All right, so Man City are selling all their midfielders. Tijani gone, Rodrigue gone, Gonzalez could be headed to Newcastle, but let's see what David Austin says there. It says exclusive, Newcastle United in talks with Manchester City over potential deal to sign Nico Gonzalez. A move for Man City FC midfielder not yet advanced, but Newcastle United working to strengthen, and 24-year-old among various options, exploratory dialogue taking place over there. Okay, nothing serious so far. That's one player that I don't just understand why City signed him. But here's him here. The guy we signed that will go to Strasbourg, continue to develop there, and if he develops well, he becomes a Chelsea player. All right, nothing. It's not done actually. It just says Strasbourg are leading the race to sign Karim Koulibaly, but with a view to a potential future move to Chelsea. So this is a signing for Strasbourg now, but there is a feeling internally at Blue Coal Group that Koulibaly could join Chelsea one day. Y'all can really know how to argue for in one meeting. That can okay. Yeah, if you cheat, I'm so. Oh my goodness. No, I like Yakan. All right. Anything else interesting here? I want to see there are. I don't know whether I saw these on Vincent's timeline or was it on Blue Dodgers timeline. I can't quite remember. Badia Chile has landed for Napoli Medical. It's happening. Good luck to him. And unfortunately, I liked him, in my opinion. In terms of his ball playing ability and his passing range, he's actually, is he currently still the closest to Levi Colwell? But it looks like he's an emotional individual that usually doesn't recover quickly from setbacks. Give me a second here. My daughter got a hold of the TV remote and it was really loud. All right. Yeah. Okay, I've read that one. So this particular one on the screen, interesting. I saw it in the morning and wow. Mikel Arteta on competing against his childhood friend. I should say it must be friends, Xavi Alonso, but singular there because here he mentioned just Xavi. The same with Andoni Iraola, that is now at Liverpool, and the three of us used to play together. So it's something phenomenal that we used to live 5 minutes away from each other, play for the same team, and now managing three different Premier League clubs at the highest level. It is just remarkable. Yeah, wish them all the best except against us. There's going to be a lot of surprises this season. I've seen a lot of people predict Arsenal will win the league again. I don't think that happens, and that's just my opinion anyway. But we'll see. Give me a second here. I need to distract my daughter with something that will interest her. I had to leave the office door open so that I can see them. I think that works. Playing Frozen from Let It Go for her. All right, that's Buaya Chipkombi 215 Buaya. That sounds like a Zambia name. Reminds me of Kalusha Buaya, the Zambian legendary footballer. I loved that at the time. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that it's actually a done deal. Karim Koulibaly is headed to Strasbourg for 20 million euros with a selling clause. Okay, thank you for that information, Buaya. Is that how you pronounce your first name? Buaya. correct me if I mispronounce your name. Apologies. Vince's opinion there. I'm looking. Okay, we're gonna be seeing a lot of predictions from Robbie Mustoe. The two Robbies, they have a show on NBC. I like to watch both actually. So he says that Robbie Mustoe, I am quite excited by Chelsea this year. I've got to be honest with you, and I'm not saying that they are a dark horse to win the title. I think they've done it before, haven't they? There is a lot of good players there. We have experience now. We have leadership in the back line, in the attack, in the midfield too. So well played. And if you paid attention to all the players we've signed, I don't think it's by coincidence that they are all winners. I think except for Pep Chavaria. Henderson, he's won the Champions League, the Premier League, and a lot of other trophies. Danny Welbeck has won a few trophies too. I can't quite mention which, not to misquote him. What's his name? Morgan Rogers won the Europa League and was the best player of the competition. Who else? Except for Chavaria. He made it to the final. I think they lost. Was it to Aston Villa, actually, to Morgan Rogers? I think, yeah. So we signed up winners, and I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it's by design, or was by design. This isn't an English class anyway, but you get it. But let's see, Kalush, Mr. Boya, thank you for joining the conversation. He says, wait, someone is missing from tonight's show. No, he told me he wasn't going to be available. Dante, busy with his son. He's alone with his son for personal reasons. I know he had that British accent. Bobby also, too late for him. And I told Bobby yesterday that today's show was going to be in the evening, not in the morning, because I had to go for a dentist appointment. To clean. Kevin Hart, thank you for joining. It's up to you. I appreciate you for finding the time to join the conversation. Kevin Hart says, Kalim Koulibaly to Strasbourg, here we go. Future Chelsea signing, but we'll go to France now via Fabrizio Romano. Thank you for that update from you and Buaya. All right, Adam Crofton, just looking at the selection of players, I think there will be a lot of Chelsea fans quietly optimistic that they might be able to challenge, if not win the league. I'm cautiously optimistic because we've made a lot of changes, which, yeah, when you do that in football, I get it, even as strategic as we've been, it's still a factor to bear in mind. When you make that many changes, it doesn't mean that you still play well, you still do better maybe, but it could lead to, you could say, you needing time for the team to gel properly, or to put for the players to, you have a lot of players who would need time to bed in properly, as Bobby would like to phrase it. Alex Crook just revealed that the last time he checked with his sources at Crystal Palace that they hadn't received a single offer for Adam Wharton. I am not surprised. Scouts see Wharton. Most of us see in Wharton what scouts see what most of us see. I remember saying last season that Wharton would take Fernandez over. I remember saying last season that clubs would take Matheus, is that how you pronounce that? Fernandez over Wharton all day long, and Spurs and Tottenham took Fernandez. I think a lot of fans underrate the importance of the physical side of possession, out of possession game required from midfielders in the Premier League. He needs to improve that side, and the best teams will come for him. That's some serious opinion right there. All right. We'll be reading a lot from Morgan Rogers. I think he was interviewed. I'm not sure by what outlet. I just went on X and I saw a lot of comments from him. We're going to be having fun with that. And if anything new emerges as we do that, be rest assured we will address it. So he reads, Morgan Rogers says that I can play in a number of positions, and that's probably a strength of mine. I can adapt and give managers a different outlook on different positions. I've always grown up being that way. A serious, you can say, a Swiss Army knife in the hands of the manager. He can play as a left 10, left wing, can play actually deeper. So, and can actually operate as a number 9. So I like him. More from Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers says, I am just going to show what I can do on the pitch, similar to what Xavi Alonso said when one of the men in Blazers guys asked him what to expect from Chelsea or something similar. I can't quite remember how he phrased the question, but his response was basically not promising anything, that we will show what we can on the pitch. And I like that. And he says, I can do on the pitch, I show what I can do on the pitch and why I am here and why I should be here and how I can influence and help the team and impact games. That's all I am here to do. He is speaking my language. He's such a good speaker, and I like that. Intelligent. Look at how he phrased that like a professional speaker. More from Morgan Rogers. So that's on Chelsea FC, by the way. So finally, I have a source here. Morgan Rogers says it's a team game. Once again, my language. You gotta love him. He speaks intelligently, and I like that. Not about him. It's a team game. It's a team game. It's 11 players on the pitch, and whatever role I am given, and whatever the manager and all the players want from me, I am going to be the best of my ability. Wow, he speaks so intelligently. I didn't know that really, but I'm glad we're looking at his responses to that particular interview. This year, the second paragraph of this particular one says that I am not a player that gets bogged down having to be the guy to score or assist. Once again, my language. As long as I am contributing and creating and providing or doing whatever necessary to score and to win, that's all I care about. Team, team, team. And just like our manager himself, every time you listen to him talk, the dominant theme, always group, team, group, team. Joe Hart backs Chelsea to be among the contenders for the title this season. Their ceiling is, of course, to be in amongst it. Okay, I think it is. And they are, they've got a really great opportunity. I haven't heard from Joe Hart since he left Man City. I felt bad the way Pep did. I wouldn't say Pep did him dirty. He just wasn't the profile that Pep was looking for. All right. More likes, people. More likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the conversation this particular evening. It's 7:52 p.m. for me. Yep, we had to do an evening show today because we couldn't do the Blue Morning show. Man had a dentist appointment. So let's read that one from my bro, Rugged Frankie. All right, he reads, even if CFC doesn't win the league this new season, they will give a very good account of themselves. Alonso has players that want to play for him, except one, Isio Pioro. Enzo and one, Isiaki Jackson. Isiaki is gone. Isiaki is gone. I know you know that, really. All right, the thing is, Man City aren't good to become and going to become better than they were under Pep. Pep is a generational manager like Ferguson. I don't want to get into that. I think they will still do well, but they will have issues. I think Yakon has something, maybe something interesting. Let me see what I can learn from that. I don't know. I reduced the volume of something and my son turned it on. All right, let me see the Yakon comment. I'm still looking at it from the app window to highlight it, but I'm going to read it anyway. Yakon here says, high goals from open play indicates how well coached a team is. This preseason, 12 goals from 16 total goals were scored from open play. That's a success to come, but this success isn't collective. I think I understand your point. I hope it's a good sign. I hope so, and I wouldn't mind us scoring tons of goals from set-piece situations. We have Austin McPhee. Is it McPhee or McPhee? I'm not sure how correctly to pronounce his last name, but I'm just going to go with our new set-piece coach from Aston Villa. During his time at Aston Villa, in 3 seasons, they scored 74 goals. Is it 74? Maybe 72, I think it's 70 plus, but at least 74 goes from set piece. I wouldn't mind us scoring turns from set piece. It's still part of the game, and I'll take it, honestly. David Washington, we've talked about him. I didn't know he was still a Chelsea player. Some Chelsea fans read this, and to them, this is actually a problem. I don't know why, for Chelsea fans, everything is an issue. I just do not understand why. But this reads, from the start of the 2026-27 season, Chelsea's under 21, under 21s, and under 19 squads will be known as Cobham Next Gen, CNG, under head coach Harry Hudson. This is just branding enhancement. They didn't change it to Lions Next Gen. They still kept the name. The most important defining word there is Cobham, or name, Cobham. Cobham Next Gen, which makes it the name is self-descriptive. And some people were losing their SHIT because of this. On X, and the Not a Project CFC guy he made a long post as big as the mayor of Stamford Bridge. I don't know if you've seen that book before. About this. About something suggesting that they're trying to rename the club. I could not believe it when I read it. I used to think that the guy was actually an intelligent guy. But I read what he wrote about Chelsea. Let me read this again. He reads from the start of the 2026. Give me 1 second. But he reads from the start of 2026-27 season, Chelsea's under 21s and under 29, under 19s, 19s squads will be known as Cobham Next Gen. They did not change the name to Lions Next Gen. They did not change them to maybe Lion Cubs Next Gen. It's still Cobham. The only thing is that they added 2 words, Next Gen, which makes the name more descriptive than it was. And then to another project CFC, that this is an issue, that he had to write something as lengthy as, you said, the entirety of the text in the Mayor of Stamford Bridge. If you know that book, I could not believe how this is an issue to some people. And one of my friends, actually, Elizabeth, I love her so much, when she said this doesn't make sense to her. It makes a lot of sense. It is self-descriptive. next generation. Cobham is there. It's a branding enhancement. I'm tired. Some of our fans drive me nuts, really. It's unbelievable the sort of thing sometimes you see from Chelsea fans. Honestly, I could not believe it when I read that from that guy. All right, Paul Scholes tells Chelsea to take advantage of Emiliano Martinez's failed move to Juventus. If I was them, I would have a look at the Aston Villa goalkeeper. Why not recommend Man United sign him? Because his move to Juventus is just falling through. I think he would be a good signing for Chelsea. How unlucky has this guy been? I'm not sure whether I'm saying whether unlucky is the correct way to, to reference that his situation. Okay, last season, at the end of 24-25 season, when he played what at the time might have been his last, he believed would be his last game for Aston Villa, he was in tears, applauding the fans, walking around the pitch, and I thought, okay, that was it. He was never going to play for them again. Yeah, and then for 25-26, he finished the season there. And there you go again, just when I thought that Juventus was on the verge of getting the deal across the line, that is finally going to move on from Aston Villa, boom, it fell through. For whatever reason, I don't know. And I haven't heard that there are too many clubs interested in signing him. So what's really going on with Dibu Martinez? I like him as a goalkeeper, but I think we're fine in that department. And the manager feels like we're fine. And the reason I'm not too concerned about us signing another goalkeeper or not is the fact that if you go and look at all the games we lost last season, and this is not the first time I'm saying this. You just open FOTMob, if that's the app you like to use. Find each of the games that we lost. Click on the commentary tab. Just look at the goals that we considered on the day. Look at the minutes at which we considered those goals. And then for the commentary, find the same minute. You'd see that you can say more than 80% of the goals we considered were down to us having a bad defensive line. Not too many of our goals were down to us having a bad goalkeeper. If anything, Robert Sanchez actually, in most cases, saved us a lot of points. As long as we minimize him minimize the measure at which he plays, we play out from the back, or him specifically, I think he will not be making a lot of mistakes. He's actually a very good shot stopper. And then for Pendas, all he has to do is improve his high claim numbers. As tall as he is, he's not that good at commanding his box, in my opinion. He still needs to improve in that aspect. And in the Premier League, that's a critical skill that a goalkeeper needs to have to do well. All right, AT for Christ says he has a broken finger according to reports. Proper Argentine behavior, always wanting to leave Dibu Martinez, Romeo Lavia, and Enzo Fernandez. Here's the thing, for Dibu Martinez, a broken finger will still heal. He's a goalkeeper. He can join them, and they wait for him to heal because he's a top-level goalkeeper, in my opinion. So I'm really not sure what's wrong. So this says Man City has been looking to sign a right back at the start of the window, but were priced out of a move for Chelsea's Malo and had shelved plans to strengthen the position. I think the asking price is a way of us telling them we don't want to sell him, because initially we heard that we're open to moving him on for £45 million or £35 million. Then boom, it jumped to £75 million, which tells me we're not looking to sell him. We're not, and he did well in that friendly against how do you pronounce that that Spanish club name again? but you know the club. Richard Eustace, thanks, coach, for bringing this up. You remind me when this guy wanted out of Aston Villa, the manager benched him and lost badly with a backup goalkeeper. Enzo's agent wants Julian Alvarez Romero. Argentinians and loyalty. I understand where you're coming from, but Jesus Christ. Dibu Martinez. How unlucky can he be, really? And I'm not sure what clubs, what was it? Was there any club interested in him that 24-25 season or so? I can't quite remember. All right, Paul Scholes is correct in that statement. Martinez is an excellent goalkeeper. I'm not denying that. And is an easy upgrade to Sanchez? Maybe he is, but I don't think he is. In my opinion, maybe he is. I don't know, really. I don't know. I haven't compared them. Maybe I need to. In all honesty, I have to do a lot of comparison videos, actually. Sanchez versus Pendas. Then who was this? One more that I wanted to do. It's one more that I wanted to do. But given this again once more, we we own City's season, honestly. He should head to Saudi Arabia if there's an interest, get that retirement money and bow out. If the Saudis come calling, I think he's gone. I think he'd be gone. They offer a lot. And we're actually hearing that our own Pedro, that he's actually agreed personal terms with Al Hilal. But it looks like we're actually reluctant to sell him. Yeah. Give me a second here. At the same time, as I've told you guys, as I continue to host the show at the same time and working to improve our presentation app, we're going to be using it a lot for watch-alongs. Give me 1 sec here. Let me fix something quickly. I want to fix something. So, Man City still consider Enzo Fernández a priority target and will attempt to do a deal, but have no intention of paying the £120 million asking price. The latter part is unnecessary, in my opinion. The report went on to say, and do not want to go higher. Duh, you already said you have no intention of paying the £120 million. We don't automatically assume you're open to paying more because you said you don't want to pay 120. We understand that definitely means you don't want to pay more. Morgan Rogers here says, Morgan Rogers and Cole Palmer, he's one of the best players in his position, and every attacker will want to play with someone with that quality. So, of course, that's someone that I'd like to play with. But unfortunately, the know-it-all, what's his name? Know-it-all, should I say Mr. Chelsea? Paul Merson, is that how you pronounce his last name? Thinks they can't play together. I laughed so hard when I read that. I couldn't believe it. Omari Kellyman is close to joining Strasbourg on a permanent deal with a buyback clause included. He's a talent. I hope he does well. He did well. Where did he go on loan again? I can't remember. But he did well there. He did well there. All right, more likes, people, more likes. I am tired, but at the same time, because I'm fixing a lot of stuff with a presentation, a web app. We will make it public eventually, but right now it is custom only to Chelsea Perspective. Trying out a lot of stuff there. So I'm not going to be able to fix them if we're not live. That's why I'm doing it at the same time. But give me a second here. Let's go. I need to separate this presentation window. I need to open it again. Detach. Let's go. Bring it here. Okay. All right, give me a second here, please. All right, more likes, people. More likes, people. All right, I'm gonna try and fix that in a bit. I don't like the display now. I'm looking for this comment from AT for Christ. Let's see. AT for Christ says, I have a good feeling about Chelsea winning the trophy this season and finishing strong whilst pushing for the league. We will enjoy this season and come back to UEFA Champions League for sure. I believe that too. I honestly do believe that. And once again, I want to apologize to you guys that the Blue Morning Show didn't hold. Um, Give me a second. One sec, stylistically. All right, there's nothing more to talk about here. I think I'm just going to focus on fixing, getting this to display like we want it, but I think it's good. We can switch from reports to comments. It works. I just don't like, I need some stuff I need to change here. All right. Anything else? I think we're all caught up. We've had some fun. I've had fun and a lot of fun interacting with you. And the Blue Morning Show will be back tomorrow. Definitely, I promise you. If there's any reason why it's not gonna hold tomorrow, I'll let you guys know. It'll be in the evening. It'll be in the evening also tomorrow. But thank you so much to all of you. Thank you to AT for Christ for finding the time to join the conversation. Thank you to, give me a second here. Thank you to Yakan for joining the conversation and always pulling my legs. And thank you to my bro, Richard Hughes, for finding the time to join the conversation. Sincerely do appreciate you. Who else was here? Vic was also here. Who else was here? Rugged Frankie was here. Buaya was here. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all. Cheers.
From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands up high, voice up loud. Same old pride, same crowd. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Yeah. Ooh. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stays even through the storm. From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end.
From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Old stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. we play our part. Every scar on the back says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know we don't chase a moment, we are the hope. Hands up high, voice up loud, same old pride, same crowd. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stay, even through the storm. From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Old stories, living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the back says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the